Good morning, I am Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Prime Minister Oli's call to party associates to resort to offensive against any dissent against government draws widespread criticisms. Remark termed as mere intolerance against varying consequence. Even the probe committee formed by Home Ministry fails to identify the rapist and murderer of Nirmala Phanta. Trend of overbearing police by civil servants while probing into serious crimes continues. South China bears the brunt of Typhoon Mangkhut, which is deluging areas with heavy rain and wind speeds of up to 162 km an hour. And Pakistan defeats Hong Kong by 8 wickets at the Asia Cup. Afghanistan takes on Sri Lanka later this evening. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is considered an able orator, a master in making sarcastic remarks. However, since becoming the Prime Minister for the second time, Oli has been found using harsh words against people who differ with his opinions. This nature has become a witness of Oli's lack of tolerance against the opinion of the opposition. Prior to this, after his directive to repair the roads was not implemented, Prime Minister Oli had said that the potholes in the roads were not created by his government. Prime Minister Oli's aggressive remarks in recent times have been heavily criticized in social networks. The civic society is outraged in protest of the rape and murder of Nirmala Phanta of Kantipur. The guilty is yet to be booked. The public have taken it to street protests against violence and ill management from the government. While the opposition has been protesting at the parliament, questions are now being raised within the Nepal Communist Party regarding the modus operandi of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Recently, Prime Minister Oli has been more engaged in arguing against not just the opposition stances, but also the public demands and opinions. It would be in the best interest of the Prime Minister himself if instead of showing aggression, the Prime Minister evaluates the delivery part of his assurances made to the public in separate occasions. Within a week of the conclusion of his India visit, Nepal Communist Party co-chairman and former Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal is currently in his China visit. Expectations of the ruling party chairman will be evaluated by the significance China shows towards his visit. With back-to-back visits to India and China, Dahal has taken these visits to the neighboring countries as his opportunity to express his opinions and listen to the stance of the neighboring countries. Dahal's visits have been understood as his effort to gather support from the neighboring nations to strengthen his role in domestic politics. Dahal will not be meeting Chinese President Xi Jinping in his current visit, as the Chinese president is currently in his Russia tour. However, Dahal will be meeting the second-ranking Vice President Wang Qishan. It is now time for a short break, but for more news to stay with us.
Reliance Cement, Hamra Bhavishya, Hamra Reliance.
Kantipur International College, College of Hotel Management and Engineering, New Baneshwar, Kathmandu.
Divya LED Light, Ujalo Madam, Kharcha Panikam, LED Lagao, Bijuli Bachao. Lucky Jewelers, New Road, Kathmandu. Har Ghar Ko Shan, Vidicon, Utkristata Ko Anubhav. Kamna Seva Vikas Bank Limited, Pragati Ko Aadhar, Kamna Seva Sanga Karobar. Panchakanya CPVC Pipe and Fitting. Sri Hari Agarbatti Ko Basna, Pura Huncha Prathna. Bhanera Haina, Bane the number 1, Jagdamba Steel, Sagun, Plyboard and Door, Sabai Sahansa, Barsau Rahansa, in association with upcoming news.
The investigation carried out by the team of civil servants has hinted towards no progress regarding finding the guilty in the rape and murder of Nirmala Phanta. The only department which is trained in carrying out effective investigations is the Nepal Police. However, the recent practices hint towards the Home Ministry assigning investigation duties to teams of civil servants by ignoring the police. The murderer of Nirmala Phanta is yet to be booked because of the irresponsibilities at the part of the local police and the team deployed by the Central Investigation Bureau. The official entity to investigate into a heinous crime like rape and murder is the police. However, instead of holding the police responsible in the investigation of the Nirmala Phanta murder case, the Home Ministry formed another investigation committee under the leadership of Joint Secretary Hari Prasad Mainali. The committee, like previous investigations, could not come up with any strong findings. Only police are trained to find facts during an investigation after the destruction of evidences following a crime. If the evidences in the Nirmala Panta case have already been destroyed, how can a team of civil servants who are neither aware of investigative procedures nor provided with any training can book the guilty? It wasn't just the Nirmala Panta case. The Home Ministry had also formed another team led by a joint secretary to investigate in the 33-kilogram gold scandal. Let alone the finding the culprit, that team could not even find out who ran off with the gold. The new civil code has assigned the right of investigating into criminal activities only to the police. However, the Home Ministry appears to be increasingly assigning investigations of major crimes to civil servants. The relevant ministry may express interest if the police institution has taken the errors made during the investigation seriously. But the growing trend of assigning investigations to civil servants may result in negative outcomes. Meanwhile, the leadership of the Investigation Committee of Nepal Police, formed to look into the case of rape and murder of 13-year-old Nirmala Panta, has been reorganized. The committee was formed on the 30th of August under the coordination of SSP Uttam Suvedi. Its leadership has now been shifted to DIG Dhiru Basnath. The 9-member investigation committee includes SSP Neeraj Bahadur Shahi and DSPs Ramesh Thapa, Dadi Ram Neuphane and Kaushal Burathoki. The police headquarters assigned the coordination of the committee to DIG Basnath, deciding that it was necessary to probe into the incident from a higher level a day after massive demonstrations were held across the country demanding action against the perpetrators involved in the rape and murder of Nirmala Panta. The implementation of the health insurance program has remained dismal despite the lapse of 3 years since its introduction. Although as many as 113,000 individuals from 22,000 families in Palpa have enrolled themselves in the government's insurance scheme, they have not received health facilities as mentioned in the scheme, nor have they received the cost-free medicines as promised by the government. To make the matters worse, a majority of the health centers in the districts are in a sorry state due to the lack of adequate health professionals and equipments. In this context, we have asked the residents regarding their take on the health services they had been receiving. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
यही नै दबाई हो यसले सन्चो भएन भनेर जान्छन् तर उनीहरुलाई के दबाई दियो भने थाहा पनि हुँदैन
स्वास्थ्य सेवा बीमा लागू भए पनि तर औषधि चाहिँ प्रचुर मात्रामा पाइया छैन
डिटोल लाएर हल्का पट्टी मात्र गर्दिनु भएको छ न दबाई ल्याइदिनु भयो न टीटीको सोही छ तलाट ल्याउनु भन्नुहुन्छ दोकानबाट चारवटा दोकान चालेर आइसक्यो कसै कहाँ टीटीको सोही पनि छैन
बीमाबाट जति पनि प्राप्त गर्न पर्ने औषधि हो त्यो पर्याप्त मात्रामा छैन
50,000 सम्मको चाहिँ औषधि निशुल्क भन्ने जुन चाहिँ उ छ अब वर्षमा अब त्यो 50,000 मा चाहिँ एकै पटकमा 50,000 सिद्धिन्छ भन्ने त चाहिँ लाग्दैन नसिद्धियो त फेरि चाहिँ त्यो पेशेन्टलाई फेरि दिन सक्नु पर्छ त्यो दिएको छैन दिएको पाइएको छैन
यसलाई गाउँघरमा चाहिँ अलि व्यापक रूपमा प्रचार गर्नु पर्यो कतिपय जनताहरूले थाहा नभएको अवस्था पनि छ
यति प्रकारको औषधि पाइने भनेर लेखेको हुन्छ कुनै पनि औषधि चाहिँ सरकारी अस्पतालबाट पाइएको अवस्था छैन
It is now time for the segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, why have the parliamentary committees of provincial assemblies been ineffective? Your options are A, lack of experience, B, government's failure to assign business, and C, lack of able human resource. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let us now move on to the sports news.
Sports news.
Now, All Nepal Football Association ANFA has revised the prize money for the upcoming A Division League football tournament. At a press conference held at the ANFA complex in Lalitpur, Sadawata yesterday, ANFA announced that the prize money for the A Division League winners has been reduced to 5 million rupees from 7.5 million. The runners-up will now bag 3.5 million rupees, while the third-place team will receive 2.5 million rupees. ANFA has informed that although the prize money has been reduced, the money given to clubs for preparations and other facilities have been increased. As a result, ANFA is spending more money in the upcoming edition of the A Division League. The winners of every league match will now be awarded 50,000 rupees. ANFA has also doubled the preparation money to all the participating teams from 1 million rupees to 2 million. The best performers in each category will each receive a motorcycle. ANFA has set aside 58 million rupees for the upcoming tournament. The Madras Memorial A Division Football League tournament, which will feature the participation of 14 teams, begins from the 29th of September. ANFA has informed that the schedule of the matches would be made public this coming Wednesday. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Prime Minister Oli's call to party associates to resort to offensive against any dissent against government draws widespread criticisms. Remark termed as mere intolerance against varying conscience. Even the probe committee formed by Home Ministry fails to identify the rapist and murderer of Nirmala Panta. Trend of overbearing police by civil servants while probing into serious crimes continues. South China bears the brunt of Typhoon Mangkhut, which is deluging areas with heavy rain and wind speeds of up to 162 km an hour. And Pakistan defeats Hong Kong by 8 wickets at the Asia Cup. Afghanistan takes on Sri Lanka later this evening. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.